Salve.
Very learned and respected Swami Suparnanandaji, the head of this esteemed institute, and by remembering him, I must congratulate him, his colleagues, monastically, the learned members of the Board of Management here, for the fact that today we are here this evening on the occasion of the Foundation Day of this international institution. And also very respected, Honorable Mr. Justice Retired Pinaki Ghosh, who is former local Chairman of Local of India, a very distinguished alumni of Ramakrishna Mission, and Chief Guest of the Day. We are supposed to, as Mr. Roy, deal with scientific spirituality as envisioned by Swami Vivekananda and its contribution to human development. Now, it's important to acknowledge one thing, that the qualifier scientific in the term scientific spirituality is in concession to the belief that there is such a thing as unscientific spirituality. Now, if somebody asks me, is there, I will certainly answer in affirmation. There are people who claim themselves to be spiritual, who claim themselves to be religionist, who even goes to the extent of claiming themselves to be Bhagavan, but they exploit people in the name of spirituality, and what they do is far from spirituality. Now, what exactly is spirituality? And what scientific spirituality means? I think we have got enough of tips from Dr. Roy, but still I will try to give a lucid idea, very brief idea though, about what we call spirituality and what exactly maybe Suparnanandaji or Professor Roy mean by scientific spirituality. Now, what is spirituality? Spirituality is nothing to be exported or imported. We are spiritual. Swamiji says, had I been a householder, had I had a child, immediately after his birth, I would have put him in the cradle and told him, Tamosi Niranjana, thou art dead. You are spiritual, I am spiritual. You people at all phases of life, at all strata of life, they are spiritual. But how is that? Why then we call that he is spiritual and he is not? This is because of ignorance. Supposing some of us are going to a village road, and there is no light, and some, rope is there, serpentine light, and we mistake it as Benoit's neck, and somebody from behind comes and he has a torch, he is a learned man, he is a wise man, he torches lights the torch, and then we find that it is absolutely no serpentine, it is absolutely nothing to be afraid about it, it is a piece of rope. And that is called, in terms of Vedanta, Adhas. Adhas is the reason why Jack, Dick, John, Ram, and Rodin think that they are poles for, but they are not. Holy Mother says, very important thing, perhaps the synopsis of what we call scientific spirituality here today, she says, Sharat, the Brahmagyani, the first secretary of Ramakrishna Math and Mission, Sri Ramakrishna accosted him as incarnation of Saint Peter. And this man is my son, Sharat is my son. And then she doesn't stop there, she says Amjad as well. That's a notorious Dakai, Amjad. He also is her son. Sharat is awakened, Amjad is sleeping. That is the difference. Sharat has entered into the bliss of ecstasy, and Amjad has walked right on the opposite direction. That is the difference. So that's why spirituality is in us. Spirituality is in you. Spirituality is in me. If it is not so, then I am constrained to say that Vivekananda was a mistake, was a blunder. Vivekananda, he was a rishi. Sri Ramakrishna says that one day in the fleet of ecstasy, I went to the undivided zone, celestial zone, and there I found 7 rishis absorbed in deep meditation in ecstasy. I assumed the form of a small boy, went to one of them, clasped his neck with affection, and told him that I am going to the world, you follow me. And the rishi, in the twinkling of an eye, looked at me and immediately could understand that this boy is the chosen ideal of his. And he nodded his head. Now seeing nodded, I can see that he is that rishi. So anyway, spirituality begins from Atato Brahma Jigyasa, from query. The spiritual realm begins from query. And that is why the first line is Atato Brahma Jigyasa. That's the question. When Jagabharta thought that I am above 50, well, I have to go to Vanaprastha, Panchaso De Vanamvaje. And he went to his wives, 2 wives he had. So younger wives, he told that, look, I am going to the Vanaprastha because that is the answer of the scripture. I am 50. And this is the property. Property, permanent property, movable property, and immovable property. Equally divided into 2. And this part is yours, and I am absolutely sure, depending on this part, you will be able to live a honest, respectable life till the last breath of your life. And she didn't tell anything, she nodded her head. But when the rishi Jagabharta went to his first wife, what the first wife told? She told, Kasminno Bhagavo Vigyate Sarvamedam Vigyatam Bhavati iti. What's that phenomenon? By knowing which I know everything in this world and the world hereafter. So that's why spirituality presupposes query, question. I remember a very interesting episode, a real life episode. We had a very last year Swami in the person of Swami Nirvedananda Ji Maharaj. Those who are here, I am sure many of them must be knowing his name. He was a very, very, great, not only monk and academician too. Swami Nirvedananda Ji used to study in Presidency College in physics, where he used to get the first position and Meghnad Saha used to get the second position. Now Nirvedananda Ji one fine morning decided to become a monk. And then Meghnad was very angry. Suryan was his nickname, the monastic name. Suryan being such a brilliant student of physics in Presidency College. He has become a monk. He was brutally shocked. One day he went to the ashram. Then he told Suryan, I didn't expect it from you. You are a scientist. You could have given so much to the nation by evolving you as a greater scientist. And you have given that path and you have come here. You have learned from the society. Then some, these teachers, they were teaching kids. So Meghnad Saha was told by Suren Babu, later on he will learn that Meghnad, what do you see there? Hey, no, some people are tilling the fields, they are farmers. And this is the science. Do you believe? Well, yes, I believe. Well, why do you believe? Because it is verifiable in the laboratory of chemistry. That's why I believe. Hypothesis, experiment, result. That is the way one proceeds in science, physical science. And it's possible here. Here also there is a laboratory. Much dense in degree, much deeper in depth, and much meaningful and substantial. You have to go there. You have to go there, carry on the experiment in the same way. Hypothesis, experiment, you will get the result. So this is what Swamiji very much emphasizes. Swamiji says he is the first religious leader in the world, and I don't think any other spiritual leader till today who has said this, that throw the religious theories in the laboratories of science, get it tested. If it stands the test, you accept it, otherwise you reject it and throw it all together into the dustbin or destroy it. Swamiji's Vedanta, Swamiji's spirituality is as scientific as 1 + 1 makes 2. That's what Vivekananda is. That's why what do we find? We find that Vivekananda's laboratory experiments start from not from Dakshineshwar, so to say. It starts from Shimla. Starts from, even after that, may we say, from Scottish College. His professor, Hessi, who was an admirer of Sri Ramakrishna, he was teaching Wordsworth. In course of teaching Wordsworth, he was mentioning about Samadhi, ecstasy. Then one young boy stood up in the class. His name was Narendranath Datta. He told, "Sir, may I ask you a question?" Then the professor told, "Yes, most welcome. Is there anyone under the sun even today who has had this beautiful experience?" And Hessi told, "Yes, there is one Brahmin priest in Dakshineshwar, in the vicinity of Calcutta, and the intensity, the degree is much more intense, degree of ecstasy, and much more frequent than that of Wordsworth." Narendranath went, not as a devotee, not to surrender at the feet of Ramakrishna. He went with 3 categorical questions, of which he wanted categorical answer from this old Brahmin priest of Dakshineshwar. He went to Devendranath Tagore. When he asked, "Sir, is there any God?" It's very easy to say. Anyone can say yes or no. Devendranath told yes. But when the second question came, it was as sharp as bullet to Devendranath. "Have you seen God?" Devendranath couldn't say yes. Devendranath told, he started scratching his head and told, "Well, you have the yogi symptoms. If you try, you will be able to succeed." But he could never tell that, "Yes, I have seen." And the third question was much more challenging. What was the question? "Can you show me? I have seen till this, you can go. But can you show me? You have to show the God. Show God. I must be face to face with God, with your help right now." And when he went to this old Brahmin priest, he told, "Yes, I have seen God. God is here. I have seen God. And I can see, I see God much more palpably and tangibly then I can see, yo, have you helped me in seeing God? Can you show me God? And he took hold of his hand. This young man's hand, this old Rabbin priest of the Siddheshwar took hold of, and he started dragging him. Come to Mother, and I will show you. And that is religion. That is spirituality. Spirituality is not to touch, as they say in Bengali. It's not touch and pass. Somebody brings a sweet or a gold watch from above, and somebody comes, a magician, and he also brings a wristwatch or a sweet from above and presents to the government. No, that is not spirituality. That is far from spirituality. Spirituality has only one center. And that's why nowadays, especially with the advent of Swami Vivekananda, this term has been added to spirituality, and that is scientific spirituality. Now, what is scientific spirituality? What is the problem? That I am not spiritual, you are spiritual. What is the problem? That I do not realize that I am Brahman, and you realize it. What is the problem? That I don't see God and you can see it. You apparently is the creation with all the qualities, physical qualities, mental qualities, spiritual qualities that I have, or I do have as you have. But even then, why this distinction? Somebody sees it, somebody doesn't see it. I remember Paul Brunton. Paul Brunton was a man, he was a American journalist, then he was a literature, he used to go to the church very regularly, and then one day this question came to his mind. Well, I have not seen God, I have not seen Jesus, but if I meet anyone who has seen Jesus, I will die happily thinking that the path I have followed throughout my life is not wrong. Brunton went from church to church and nobody could categorically tell him that, well, I have seen Jesus. Then some brothers of some nursery told that there is one Professor Mahendranath Gupta in Kolkata. He is the head of the department of 5 subjects in Ripon College, and he has seen God. Then Paul Brandt came, contacted Mahendranath Gupta. Those days it was not very difficult to contact Mahendranath Gupta. Mahendranath Gupta especially was the crest jewel of the intelligence of Deegan Megawar. He contacted and Mahendranath Gupta gave him an appointment on the following Sunday. Well, at 4 p.m. Mahendranath Gupta came, the recorder of Gospel of Ramakrishna, as you know. He also used to have very long white beard and then dress attire of the father. He was sitting in a armchair, and Paul came, and Paul was so excited. Coming in his presence, he told, "Sir, have you seen God?" And Professor Mahendranath Gupta told, "Do I need to declare it at the top of my voice from the terrace?" He told, "Eureka, Eureka. I have seen the right man. Well, following this path, I have not reached the millennium, doesn't matter. But I have walked on the right path." And that's why Swamiji says that, look, in spiritual life, one must know 2 things. One is, it doesn't have any retardation. In the next part, you start where you stop in the last part. It's not that you have to start again from the beginning. This is number 1. And number 2, the feet of God. Somebody will come sooner. Somebody will come after getting a few more quicks from the Lord. That's what Vivekananda says. Christ told, nobody will go hungry. Somebody will get it in the morning, somebody in the evening. Ramakrishna says, কেউ না খেয়ে থাকবে না, কেউ সকালবেলা খাবে, কেউ সন্ধ্যাবেলা খাবে। we all are marching toward the same destination, consciously or unconsciously. Because we are spiritual, we are God, but we are not able to understand it because of ignorance, adhyasa, as I have told you. That darkness we can't see, which is why we don't know who we are. Now, regarding the stage where we become spiritual. We are spiritual always. This is the devolution, this is the voyage, this is the pilgrimage. Pilgrimage from manhood to godhood, and from godhood to the status of what we call Brahma. Brahmavid apnoti param, Brahmavid Brahmaiva. One who is the knower of Brahma, he becomes Brahman itself, and Brahmavid apnoti param. He has the knowledge of every branch of knowledge that is prevalent in the three worlds, in the universe. Now, what happens? It doesn't happen in a single day. We start spiritual life. A brahmachari comes to join us, and he is a preparation of brahmachari well, and the day after he realizes God or he becomes spiritual. No. You must understand three things. Because this will be necessary if you want to pursue spiritual life in the way you can afford to do it. Then three things you must know. Number one, sometimes people look up to us. Maharaj, I saw light. Somebody says green light, somebody says red light, somebody says yellow light. Well, that is not God realization. That is cerebral problem. We usually advise them to take nutritious food. Anyway, this is number one, people mistake. There was a brahmachari who joined in Belur monastery. And then, one day he came to Atmasarandaji, Swami, Satyakrishna Sarandaji. You must have heard his name. He was the president of the Ramakrishna order at that time. So, he came and told Maharaj, I have seen Sri Ramakrishna, I have realized God. Then Atmasarandaji tried his very best to make him see reason that he can't do it, he is not supposed to do it, and he has not done it. God, he doesn't declare that he has realized. So anyway, then he was not, susceptible to reason, to logic, to scriptural explanation, and that's why what happened? Atmasarandaji took him to other spiritual personalities, including Videshwarandaji, but he was not to listen to anybody. Then our Bharat Maharaj was there. You must be knowing Bharat Maharaj. Many of you must have seen Bharat Maharaj. And Bharat Maharaj was a great personality. And Bharat Maharaj told Atmasarandaji, you send him to me. Atmasarandaji said, look, we are here to realize God, and that's why we are in Vermont. Now that you have realized God, you can get out of Vermont. So this is nothing but cerebral problem. Then another problem, there is genuine vision. Vedanta believes in karma. As you sow, so shall you live. You are because you wanted to be. So naturally, without going to the church also, one can have a realization. Can have a vision of Sri Ramakrishna or his deity, chosen idea. Now, when one sees him in vision, he thinks I have realized God, I have seen God. No, this is also not God realization. This is only a milestone for your onward journey to spiritual millennium, telling you that you are on the right track, you are on the right track, you are on the right track. This is second thing. Third thing is when you really remember it. Suppose you have a vision at 30, and then you remember it in the last week of your life. That means it is a genuine vision. This is a milestone. You are going ahead, but at the same time, one must remember that he has not seen God. So these are different stages. This I am telling because if we really want to be spiritual, if we understand what is spirituality, then we must know all these aspects. And then going to the scientific spirituality, as I understand it, as I have heard it from him and others, it is practical Vedanta as Swamiji told. It was in 1884. Sri Ramakrishna was sitting in a cot in Dakshineshwar, and then the tenets of Vaishnava religion was being discussed. And when out of the three aspects of Vaishnava tenets, one aspect was compassion to jivas, compassion to creatures. Sri Ramakrishna entered into a samadhi, and then Sri Ramakrishna, when he came down to the normal plane, he said that people, human beings, they are insignificant creatures. Who are they to do compassion or show compassion to his fellow being? So I told you say seva, service, you say puja, worship. And then there were few people, but three people have been mentioned in Kathamrita, Bhagat Sri Krishna, Sharat Maharaj, Swami Sharadanandaji, Girish Chandra Ghosh, GC, the famous playwright of Bengal, and then also Narendranath Datta. And when they came out of the room, Narendranath Datta embraced GC and told GC, today new vista has opened up before me. If God gives me opportunity, I will spread it all through the world. And that's what he do in the form of practical Vedanta or scientific religion. Scientific religion is that you do and you get the results. And one day you have to go beyond it. And then you have attained. You are scientific spirituality. Like somebody asked Swami Bhuteshanandaji Maharaj once, some of our monks, that Maharaj, have you seen God? Have you realized God in your life? Bhuteshanandaji in Bengali told, I hope everybody understands it here. In Bengali told, দেখো বাবু ভগবান লাভ বলতে তুমি কি বোঝো আমি বলতে পারছি না, তবে যদি ওই লীলা লালর কথা বলো আমি কখনো দেখিনি বাবু, তবে জীবনটার প্রতি আমার তৃষ্ণাও নেই, আমার বিতৃষ্ণাও নেই। I have no attachment, I have no disgust either, and that is God realization. Non-identification with the body, mind, comes. And that's why we go step by step. We have 5 sheets. Panchakosha, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, which was being very often referred by the professor, and then Manomaya Kosha. But that is not God realization. If we want to realize God, we have to still, go ahead. Paranamaya Kosha, and then we reach Anandamaya Kosha. Then only we can say that Akash Bhara, Sujjotara, Vishwatra Prana. আমি তার মধ্যেই সন্ধান পেয়েছি সেই তত্ত্বে, যাকে আমরা ব্রহ্ম বলি, চৈতন্য বলি, এবং যে তিনিও যা আমিও তাই। বিবেকানন্দ বলছেন, me, Jesus, Buddha are but birds of the same way. You are also birds of the same way. That's why our scripture enjoins Tattvamosi, Aham Brahmasmi, etc. etc. And that is the bedrock of scientific spirituality or practical Vedanta, as you say. What is that? That is the entity, the spirituality, or the entity which is there in you is also in me. There is only difference in manifestation, degree of manifestation, which is why Vivekananda and me are not same. But there is manifestation of spirituality in me, and there is manifestation of spirituality in Vivekananda. But there are difference in manifestation, degree of manifestation. Which is why Swamiji says that look, standing on the bank of an ocean, you should not prove yourself a fool as to dig for drinking water. There is enough of water in the ocean. Likewise, we are God, and we have identified ignorantly ourselves with body-mind complex. We couldn't proceed further. The Guru has asked the disciple that you should go to the deep forest and do penance and meditate there, and when you realize God, you come back. The disciple is slightly restless. He comes back after 1 year or so, and then when Guru asks, I asked you that you come to me only after realization of God, have you realized God? Well, yes. Guru would understand he has not. He has not. That he says yes, he has not. And naturally, Guru scolded. But after again 2-3 years, this Sishya came back and he says, now you have realized God? Yes. What is that? Prana. No, you should not show your face to me anymore unless you realize God. Then, this Sishya is not coming and Guru is sitting in the same hermitage, and the Guru was remembering the Sishya time and again after 12 years or 14 years or so. And then he was remembering that what has happened to this young man? Is he still alive? And after 14 years he has come, and then when he stood before the Guru could understand that he has realized God. And when he asked, have you seen God? Have you realized God? The Sishya was laughing, and Guru could understand, yes, now he has realized God. That's why this is a voyage, and even if we do not realize God in this life, even if we do not become spiritual in its entirety, but we will do it in our next birth. And that's why when Sri Ramakrishna was asked, Swami Vivekananda was asked in the question that who is an avatar? How do we understand that he is an avatar? The beautiful reply Vivekananda immediately gave, Kapalo Mochana. Avatar is the Kapalo Mochana, one who can write off your previous karma and give you mukti. That avatar can do. And then Swamiji also told that when he was asked that what is the name of your Guru, Swamiji, you are such a big scholar, and what is the name of your Guru? Swamiji didn't say Sri Ramakrishna. Swamiji says love personified. So the blossoms, the lotus blossoms, and more it blossoms, more love you have. For whom? Not for one with whom you have your blood connection, but for one with whom you don't have any blood connection. And you start loving the entire family, then the society, then the community, then the state, then the country, and it spreads for the entire world. And that's why Swamiji says the name of my Guru is love personified. And love, selfless love, that is spirituality. And that is the keynote, the key word for what you call scientific spirituality. If you can't love your neighbor, what kind of seva you will do, what kind of worship you will do, what kind of scientific spirituality you will do, you can't. And another thing Swamiji in his course of scientific spirituality told, especially the Westerners, that he told, you Westerners, you are standing on a volcano. And then he went on to prove that what we want is Western science will be coupled with Eastern Vedanta. Now, how do you really explain it? What exactly Vivekananda visualized and what exactly Vivekananda wanted? Swamiji can be understood if I am not, he thinks that when the box is so dazzling from outside, there must be very costly things inside. But when he opens it, he finds that there is absolutely phantom inside it. And Swamiji says, simultaneously you stretch your imagination to the Orient, a boy, nude, maybe half nude, half fade, totally ignorant, lanky, passing by the ridges of the field. While going by the ridges of the field, he finds something glittering lying uncared for the stars. And the boy goes and picks it up. And what he finds? He finds a pearl. Swamiji gives a clarion call to humanity, to me, to you. Let us undertake this voyage of scientific spirituality. Don't run behind the mirage. You run what is true, what is scientific, what is logical. And that's why Swamiji gives a clarion call to humanity. If we want a better mankind, if we want a better humanity, then, well, let this this glittering gold, pearl from the east, be kept in the dazzling box of the west, and we have a better time. And then Swamiji goes on to say that Bohurupe Somukhe Tuma Chari Kotha Khujiche Ishwar. Jive Prem Kore Je Jon, Sei Jon Seviche Ishwar. It is the love, unconditional, unselfish love without expecting anything. It is not shopkeeping, it is not bartering, it is unselfish love. I love you because I want to love you. And in that atmosphere, in that climate, in that condition, practical Vedanta or scientific spirituality is possible. And once we take it up, once we accept it, once we try to reflect it in our individual and community life, in our microscopic and macroscopic life, then I am sure that we are not far from God. God is in heaven and everything should be right in the world. Okay. With these few words, I must thank Swami Supurnanandaji Maharaj for giving me this excellent opportunity to be present here this beautiful evening. I also must say a word of thanks to the members of the board management. I must thank the learned professor who has come all the way from Japan to enlighten us this evening. And my big thank you is for our friend, Honorable Mr. Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh. I also must thank you for kindly bearing with me for such a long time living today without this word of protest. Thank you so very much.
Our respectful pronouns to Revered Maharaj Ji for his precision of his speech, and he has made it very clear that spirituality is deeply rooted in our existence. Now, an alumnus of Ramakrishna Mission Vidyapith Purulia and the Vice President of the Institute's Managing Committee, Justice Pinaki Chandra Ghosh, will now propose vote of thanks, and it will mark the end of this evening's program. Justice Ghosh.
Institute of Culture express our gratefulness and thanks to Revered Srimad Swami Sudhiranandaji Maharaj to be the president of this function annual exhibition of the institute today. I also express our gratitude and thanks to Professor Roy today for giving his lecture on that, what is scientific spirituality, how scientific spirituality as advised by Swami Vivekananda can be promoted. We also express our gratitude and thanks to all the members of the Ramakrishna Order who are present here. We express our thanks to each one of the persons who are present today on this occasion here in this hall, as well as the staffs and the management who has taken their duties to make this institute's function to a glorious day of the event of 85th Foundation Day on January 29, 2023. We also expressed our gratitude and thanks to Swami Supurnanandaji Maharaj. Under his supervision and his guidance, all these things have been done in this institute today. Our thanks to all the press and the others who are present today. Thanks, and thank you to everyone for being here on this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you. This marks the end of this evening's program. Thank you so much.